Okay, so we're going to find out how much this coat costs after the 20% discount. So the first thing we need to do is change the 20% into a decimal because that's going to make the math a whole lot easier. So we know that 20% is actually 20 over 100. Okay? And if we were to write it as a decimal, okay, we would just take 20. 20 is the same as 20.0, and whenever we're looking for percentages, we just move the decimal point over to the left twice. So 20% as a decimal is actually 0.20, okay, or 0.2. So now that we know that, the math for this question is relatively easy. So we have the price of the coat, which is $249.95. And all we need to do is multiply by the discount, which is 0.20, or 20%, and that's going to give us $49.99. Now this is the discount price. This isn't the price that you're going to pay for the coat. That's the price you're going to get off. That's your discount. So the next thing we have to do is subtract. So we're going to take the price of the coat and we're going to subtract our discount, and that's going to give us $199.96. Now this is the price that you're going to pay for the coat. Now that's the price that you're going to pay for the coat. That's the price that's going to be on the sticker. However, we can't forget about the lovely taxes that we have in Saskatchewan. We have 5% GST and 5% PST. So what we need to do now is, just like we've done above, we're going to take the price and times it by a percentage again. Okay, so the first thing, let's change our tax, our percent, into a decimal point. So we have 5% GST, and we have 5% PST. Okay, 5% is 5 over 100, okay, which is also, if we remember, 5 is the same as 5.0. Now when we deal with percentages, we move the decimal over to the left 2 spaces, so it's going to be 1, 2. Now you notice there's an empty space here. So what we do is we just simply put a 0 in there as a placeholder. So 5% is actually decimal 0.05 or 0.05. So now that we know that, we can easily figure out the tax. So our coat after the discount ended up being $199.96. Now we times that by the tax, 0.05, and we are going to get approximately $10, because when they deal with tax they round up. Okay, so now we know that for GST we have to add $10, and without having to figure out the same for PST, we know GST is 5%, PST is also 5%, so we can just easily add another $10 for PST. Now, what's our grand total plus tax? It's $199.96 plus our GST, which is $10, plus our PST, which is another $10. Now if we add this all up, we are going to get $219.96 is the total the coat costs, including